So, if you read last month's O magazine, Oprah Winfrey explained how she ended last season tired and 20 pounds heavier. The cause, she says, an out-of-balance thyroid. Now, she took off a month and went to Hawaii as part of her treatment. Yeah, not everybody can do that. But that's why we have Dr. Stephen Hotze here and his patient, Sandee, who has some of the symptoms that Oprah had. I know, so we're all, you were all sort of seeing Oprah, and it's sort of this gradual shift from, thin and svelte to just a little bit tired looking. And we all kind of know that. Now, Sandee, you said you experienced some of these very same symptoms.
I did. That's exactly what happened to me. I now know it was a very gradual decline, but then I had about 2 years worth of just extreme tired, couldn't get out of bed, even after a full night's sleep, didn't feel rested, needed to take a nap just after going to the grocery store. Depression.
Now, a lot of women feel this. A lot of women feel these three main symptoms. They start feeling just fatigue, like just chronic fatigue. They start feeling like they can't lose weight. And then brain fog. And how many women do you know that say, I just am so forgetful these days? Now, what's the traditional medicine? I go into my doctor, what does he say to me?
Well, first thing he'll do is do a blood test. If you suggest to him you might have low thyroid because you've read about it in a women's magazine or heard about it on a TV show like Good Morning Houston.
Right, or Oprah had it.
Or Oprah had it, and they want to get the thyroid checked. Routinely they'll do a thyroid test, and it will come back within the so-called normal range. 95% of the people that have their blood tested for thyroid fall within the normal range because the range is as tall as the Empire State Building, as wide as the Grand Canyon.
Right.
And so you can be in the very low end of the range, and he'll say, well, it's normal.
You're fine.
And then what he'll recommend, or she'll recommend to you, is, well, these are kind of signs of depression, and they'll put you on an antidepressant very commonly. It's the most common, and I think that happened to Sandee.
Did they do that to you?
It did. That was the first answer when I was explaining all of the symptoms, along with the difficulty concentrating and focus, and they just said, you're depressed, let's put you on an antidepressant.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Which one did you end up going on?
I was on Effexor, and I was unhappily on that for probably about 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be on. And look at you. I mean, so then you say, this just clearly isn't working. I've got the same symptoms. I can't lose weight.
And then I had different symptoms because I had side effects from the Effexor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then you said you heard about this, or you heard, and so you went to see Dr. Hotze, and then Dr. Hotze, what did you do?
Well, when Sandee came in, we listened. First thing we did is we sat down and listened to her symptoms. We spent about 45 minutes or an hour with her to find out that she had fatigue, difficulty with weight, couldn't sleep clearly, had some depressed moods, generally had a deteriorating health situation over the last several years, which had been treated with traditional medications to mask the symptoms, hadn't worked. And she had also been diagnosed with low thyroid and given synthetic thyroid, which hadn't really helped her.
Synthetic thyroid.
Did not help at all.
Right.
And so if you take a thyroid preparation and it's not working, then clearly, or it's not resolving the symptoms but making your blood work look better, then it's not working at the cellular level. So we put her on Armour Thyroid.
And that's not the synthetic part of it. That's the real hormone.
That's the natural bioidentical hormone. It's derived from pork gland, but it's identical to the human hormone, and it has the active thyroid hormone in it. We also put her on natural progesterone and recommended a good eating program and some vitamin and mineral supplementation, and I'd say the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, so what happened right after that?
It was a tremendous turnaround, but it took some time and discipline on my part too to follow the program that Dr. Hotze recommends. But within about a month, I saw a gradual difference, and I would say into about 3 months, I was starting to turn around.
Now, what's the difference though than the treatment for when I'm basically just menopausal?
Well, when you're menopausal, you would need more of the hormones because you have lower levels that you're producing or no levels at all.
So you're just sort of keeping the tank at it's always at the right.
Right. As you mature, your hormone levels decline, and we just gradually increase the hormones, so we keep it at an optimal level throughout your menstrual life.
So we stay young forever.
Exactly.
So you feel alive while you are alive.
Alive, right. Thank you so much. Dr. Hotze here. Check him out at 877-698-8698 and pick up his book, Hormones, Health, and Happiness. So thank you so much. And Sandee, thanks for telling us your story. It really
thank
means
you.
a
My
lot to us.
pleasure.
And you do look very happy.
I am.
You are alive while you're alive. All right, stick with us, everybody. We'll be right back.